investment in terms of sharing their personal experience and their journey in this book to become an incredible book full of amazing resources and strategies. I mean, these authors are incredible. They wrote their chapters in the midst of a global pandemic while supporting clients, supporting one another as a team, and I'm just super grateful and humbled to be a part of this journey. So without further ado, I'll please get you to put your hands together and welcome Monica from HypnoLab, the visionary behind this book.
Well, first and foremost, a big, massive thank you to, not only Samantha Jansen Publishing and the publishing team and Karen for editing, and all the authors that contributed their time, took time away from their families, from their offices, from their clients, to write and to contribute to this book. But also a big thank you to you here tonight who have supported the authors. So the Anxiety Relief book was an idea, a concept that I had 2 to 3 years ago, when I thought, there's only so many clients that I can see in the clinic, and there are so many tools and strategies that I have that really work, that help, that provide relief to those who are looking for it. And I really wanted to share that with the broader world and my community, because the clients that I see in my clinic, it's not easy for them. It's not easy for them to pick up the phone to say, hey, I need help.
So while I've got you here, Monica, I'm going to get straight into it. So this is the time that I suppose we come together to hear from the amazing authors. Now, Monica, you're first in the book, so I'm going to get straight into it. Where to from here?
If anything, this book has prompted me even more and given me even more passion to work with other therapists and other complementary health providers and practitioners.
Okay, so our next author coming up here is Amanda Dickey.
When things are really out of balance, life is really challenging. And like Monica was saying earlier, that there's so many people out there that don't know who to reach out to or where to turn. And so I think we've all probably experienced, I think everyone in the room would be able to say they've experienced being out of balance, that sense of overwhelm. And it's really hard to function, when we have that anxiety, that level of panic, there may be trauma that's behind all of that. And it really makes life a very challenging experience. So being able to create balance back in a person's life, it doesn't mean that everything is just going to be perfect all the time, but that's why this book is so valuable, because it's showing people, giving people the tools to help bring that balance back in.
Our next author coming up has landed in from Sydney at 2 o'clock in the afternoon today. So welcome to Melbourne, Gamzee, our author from Sydney.
So you can release anxiety, but then if it's coming back, that means you may have some systemic problems. You may have inherited from your ancestors, from your elders. So the personal is one portion, but systemic is another portion. And the main thing is, when I found out the first night about family constellations, the thing is, you may have the problems, but if you don't solve it yourself, if you don't resolve it, then you actually pass it on to your children. That's crazy, right? So you can actually get yourself out of the chain by going through some other stuff, and you can save it. But then you cannot save your children, so you have to go and visit systemically to get release of it. So it was very important for me when I actually incorporated that into my practice, along with other modalities that I apply. And I've actually created the ultimate anxiety relief system, which I mentioned also in the book briefly. I found out that not only my clients get rid of their anxiety, but also their children, their offspring get also free of the anxiety. And this is really important to me.
So Danielle specializes in access consciousness and an empowerment coach, energetic body whisperer, which is very, very exciting.
I'd spoken to a friend that told me about access consciousness in the bars, and it really piqued my curiosity, and I thought, ooh, what is this? This is fascinating. So I signed up for a class that weekend, and after I got off the table after having my bars run for that 90 minutes, I felt like a completely different person. I felt like someone had plugged the life force back into my body.
Wow.
And I gained this like new spirit. And I thought, wow, this is so amazing. I can't wait to share it with other people. So I started like practicing on friends and family, and within a month I was seeing paid clients again. So my interesting point of view is that self-judgment is the biggest killer of possibilities, and our happiness and our joy, which is our natural state of being. I mean, just think about judging yourself right now. Think about something that you judge yourself profusely on probably every day. It's got a lot of heavy energy, it's very dense. And then think about being grateful for something and how light and spacious and how much more is possible when you function from that space.
I've got a video recording from one of our authors in America. She can't be here tonight, so I'm just going to go play that for you.
I am incredibly grateful, Monica and Samantha, to have been invited to have a seat at the co-author table of this talented group of women. 11 voices that deliver therapeutic love and bite-sized insights and personal stories and practical lessons and tools that so many of us share, we learn the hard way. And to see this book come to print and have the organized clarity to help others thwart the beast of anxiety is exciting and surreal. In my chapter, A New Lens for a New Day, I talk about what my daughter and I have learned over the years, how to back things up and take into consideration the whole body perspective to get to the root of what's really driving the waves of anxiety. I was determined to write this chapter for young people like Jenna, who suffered deeply from social anxiety, and for moms like me, who have tried everything to help their kids, tried every treatment, every med, talk therapy, and the like with no relief, and no one to turn to for help. And finally, to the readers of the Anxiety Relief Handbook, wherever you may be in your anxiety journey, be gentle with yourself. Know you are not alone, and know that there's hope.
From there, we're just going to acknowledge Gail Dwyer that is not here today. Apologies from her, she had another engagement. A little bit about Gail. So Gail is the founder of Time to Thrive that is based in Mornington Peninsula. And over the last 14 years around hypnotherapy work, EFT tapping and mindfulness and human behavior, she's extremely passionate about helping people overcome stress and anxiety. So from there, Olivia is all about helping people and families around helping children transform to become more resilient. So Olivia, you're the owner of Hypnotherapists in Melbourne, a busy clinic that is in the Bayside of Melbourne. I'm curious to hear, what made you decide to specialize in children particularly? Was there a defining moment maybe?
Yeah, so I became a mother myself, and when my older ones started school and parents would find out what I did, they were quite intrigued and they go, oh, you do this for adults, can you help my child maybe? And that's where it started, and that's when I realised how big anxiety was in children. And so there was just not enough help available. A lot of it was very traditional,
Okay.
and parents had already sought this kind of help. It wasn't helping as well as they wanted it, so they were looking for something different. By the time parents come to me, unless they're referred directly, they've tried everything.
Wow.
And they're just lost. They're like, well, what have we got to lose? We'll go see the hypnotherapist. Children that are anxious and stressed, the parents are, they're so anxious and stressed. They're looking for solutions. If the child's gone to bed, they're still looking for solutions. So by helping the child, we know that the effects flow onto the family. So the whole family and the household becomes more harmonious. But I also explain to parents how the brain works. And so some of it's not anxiety, it's developmental. And when they understand that, they're relieved. And I give them a structure to follow to make sure the child becomes emotionally intelligent.